Hello everyone, welcome back to kind of a part two from last Beatles update, and this is going to be the second half of that update, and this is going to be from a record store from Euclid Records in New Orleans, Louisiana. So, if you watched the first part of this Beatles update, I had some online finds and then some finds from Peach's record store, also in New Orleans, Louisiana, and Euclid Records was a really good store, very organized, had a lot of stuff, and they had a nice section of Beatles related items, and then solo Beatles records, and then upstairs they had a whole kind of shelf of 45s, and they had multiple boxes of Beatles records. I think there was just a Beatles box, solo Beatles box, and I think a Paul McCartney solo Beatles box with a couple other bands in there as well. So, speaking of 45s, I think I'm just going to start off with the 45s. And these first two are kind of related to each other as they were older Record Store Day releases back in 2014. And we're going to start off with the Wings, Let 'Em In, and Beware My Love. And here is the back, kind of advertising the Wings speed at the speed of sound archive collection, and it's got a little made in Germany sticker right there. And yeah, these were just kind of came out before I really started to get into record store day, and then once I kind of get into more solo stuff, I kind of noticed that these were out, so I had my eyes open for these kind of releases, um, and they had both that one and then the Wings Letting Go, also from the same year. Here is the back, advertising Venus and Mars, which will be getting a half-speed remaster here in a little bit. And these are pretty nice looking sleeves. They kind of got a little metallic finish to them. And there's the Made in Germany sticker there. So that is the cover and the record label itself, going for the kind of Venus and Mars aesthetic there, I would say. Back with You Gave Me the Answer. So slowly filling the holes from the record store day past of Beatles and solo Beatles finds there. I think there was a Another Day, yeah, back in 2012, and then a Band on the Run from 2010 from record store day that I still need to track down here. So hopefully those will pop up at some point in time. But let's see. Well, I think there is, yeah, one more solo Beatles related item here. And this one was pretty cool. Interesting label. This one came from 1991. And it's all those years ago back with Teardrops. And this is considered a back-to-back hit. And it's just kind of on a plain white label. So the record's in good shape. So there was all those years ago, and here's Teardrops on the back. And yeah, it's just kind of one of those back-to-back hits. I'm trying to remember if it's on this kind of a normal Dark Horse label. It is, yeah. So that one came out in 1981. Yeah, and this one came out on kind of the Warner Brother company sleeve, but still kind of on Dark Horse or something like that. So yeah, so this came out on a normal Dark Horse label as well as this reissue from 1991. So interesting, 45. Thought I would pick it up. And then on to some Beatles 45s here. Again, they had a ton of Beatles 45s. I could have picked up a lot more, but these were kind of ranging off from $1 to $5 each, so I kind of had to pick and choose what I wanted. And we're just going to start off with this one here. And I believe this one's from, yeah, 1988. We got Twist and Shout back with There's a Place. And yeah, it's just on the purple Capitol label. I believe it has like the manufactured, yeah, by Capitol rim text along the edges there. So that's how you can tell it's from 1988. And let's see, we'll go with the blue Starline label next. And this is 8 days a week, back with I Don't Want to Spoil the Party. There's the backside. And I just actually picked up one of these not too long ago, but the catalog number on the label, I believe, started with an X. Or, yeah, has started with an X, and this one starts with an A, so slight difference there. I think this label kind of had some issues because there's a stereo one that has an A, and there's a one that has a mono and an A, and I think there's the other one has a mono and the X. So there's like 3 different versions of this label out and about. So I got 2 of the 3 for that single. It just kind of happened to. I found 2 of them with a very short span of it, so it was just kind of on my mind. I was like, yeah, I'll get that one. And compared to some of the other ones I could have gotten, I guess. And then for some more reissues here, we got a All Rights Reserved on the Apple label, with which it has Baby You're a Rich Man on the A side, and All You Need Is Love on the B side. So that's kind of interesting. But this one came out in 1975 on the All Rights Apple label. And from 1971, we got We Can Work It Out on the red orange Capitol label there, backed with Day Tripper. And again, this label has kind of been used from 69, 71, with slight differences of the logo used for the Capitol. I believe there's like kind of that oval Capitol label. There's Capitol label with this with the white center, and then like a Capitol logo with this logo with like a no white center, like a red center or something like that. So there's a whole bunch of different variations just for this label in general. So those were all the 45s that I picked up. Again, I could have got a lot more. They had a big section of Beatles stuff. It's just those were the ones that I kind of knew I didn't have at least, so I just picked those up. And then we got 4 records here. Again, all kind of solo stuff. And speaking of record store day, things I didn't pick up quite yet. I wasn't quite in the solo stuff at the time this came out in 2019. But this is John Lennon Imagine Raw Studio Mixes. And when I was adding this in to my Discogs collection, I noticed a lot of comments had a lot of pretty good reviews of this album. I don't think I've ever listened to it. I have the other Mind Games reissue box set mix thing. I forget what that when that came out. I think it was like 2021. Could be mistaken there. But it looks like it got a pretty large poster here of War is Over If You Want It. Right here. Let's see if we can fold it all the way out. Yep, there you go. War is Over If You Want It. Alright. Let's see if it's easy. I'm just gonna deal with that later. And it is a 1 record set. Comes with a nice color printed inner sleeve there. And these are just some outtakes from the Imagine album. So it comes with the inner sleeve by itself. Because would you look at that? It's in a nice polyline inner sleeve. And the record looks pretty darn good. So there's the label. There we go. Kind of a gray background with the white cloud there. So I'm excited to listen to this after all the reviews on Discogs said that it's worthwhile getting. So, all right, now we got on to a couple Paul McCartney finds here, and this is Pipes of Peace. And again, I've just been on kind of a hot streak for finding the um, the limited edition color vinyl versions, as this one I believe was part of the original series, if I'm not mistaken, from 2017. So this one's on the kind of the metallic silvery vinyl. So it's got some swirls in there, kind of like the Chaos and Creation in the Backyard gold, kind of the counterpart in silver here. But comes with the inner sleeve as well. And yeah, slowly making my way through the series. I've just been, um, I didn't really pick them up when they came out, and then I've just been kind of finding them pretty much anywhere and everywhere now. Yeah, I think it does come with a download card if I can snag it. Yeah, nothing too special about it. Just has the download card on there. No pictures on it or anything like that. And then the last Paul McCartney album here. We got the Russian album, and I just picked this up because it had a yellow star here. The one I had was more of a gold star. So I thought this was more of a first pressing from, I think the first pressings came out in '88, but this is actually still a reissue from '89. The very first pressings, which I now know, um, have a yellow backing. So this one's just a white backing. But now I think I have like a 1990 reissue, 89 reissue with the yellow star. So now I gotta find a 88 of first pressing with the yellow back cover. But at least the labels are different, and the star on the cover is slightly different color. So this one's on the red Skyline Melodia label. So at least that's interesting from the Paul McCartney Russian album there. That one I would say I spent money to learn some information there about first pressings and all the different variations of that record, which there are a lot of. So sometimes that's okay. Okay, and then the last one we got George Harrison LP. Again, I have most. I mean, I do have all his core catalog on vinyl. So now I'm just finding some interesting pressings or unique pressings from George Harrison. So I was glad to find something from him. And this is Gone Troppo, but this is the Quinix 2 limited edition pressing promo. The gold stamp promo is kind of scratched out there. So I don't know if someone was worried about selling a promo, but there you have it there. This one also, this kind of particular Quinix 2 also came out with the John Lennon Collection um, album as well, which I do have. But here's the back. And inner sleeve. And the record. Still on Dark Horse. And this came out in 1982. Again, it's kind of considered a limited edition promo. Let me see if I can get any more information. Only sent out to select radio, retail, and media offices in the U.S. On the album's release in October 27, 1982. Again, for the Quinix 2 is a harder, pure vinyl, virgin vinyl, higher standard type record. So they claim the disc is translucent when held up to light, which I can confirm. It's kind of like a darker brown, as you can see. So that'll be interesting. Maybe I can compare it to the other one, see if it has any major differences or not. But I don't know if you could be able to see. Yeah, you can kind of see the kind of brownish on there. But yeah, it is definitely see-through and translucent. So, pretty happy to pick up another record from George when I can. All right. Well, that will do it. I had a pretty successful record store hunt down in New Orleans, and still kind of gearing up for the record show. That kind of set me back a little bit, but maybe I'll do some more work or so to some more hours to get back those purchases, getting ready for the record show in a little over or a month or so since I'm recording this video. But I hope you enjoyed those finds and stay tuned for more videos in the future.